guys, it's Sophie. So this morning I'm going to be doing a review of The Vegetarian by Han Kang. So this is the second of the Man Booker Internationals that I have read so far, and it is a really short one, so I whipped straight through this one in I think 2 sittings. So obviously this one's had quite a few people talk about it already. I know it's been very popular, sort of very much pre-Man Booker International. But I did want to sort of share my thoughts, as I kind of want to share my thoughts on all the ones I get to. The main character in this novel is a young Korean woman called Young Hoi, and she's living a particularly ordinary existence with her husband. She's the sort of picture of the dutiful wife, and her husband has almost chosen her because of her ordinariness. She has no desire to be bucking any of the societal trends, and he sees that as the most positive thing a wife can be. But one day she has a dream, and her husband finds her in the early hours of the morning pulling meat from the fridge and from the freezer. And after she's had this dream, she changes completely. So the first step of her transformation is her vegetarianism, and that's kind of where we pick the story off from, is that beginning sort of scene where she's just acting a little bit strangely. I'm not going to go through too much plot-wise because I think it's a really lovely book to explore, which sounds a bit odd, but it is. It's something that's really nice to uncover for yourself. So I'm just going to talk general sort of aspects of the novel instead. I think what interested me most about this book was how Han Kang is speaking about madness, and about what we perceive to be madness. So there's one quote I want to read you out, which is from the latter stage of the novel, but I don't think it's too exposing. So this part is Young Hoi's sister speaking. She was no longer able to cope with all that her sister reminded her of. She'd been unable to forgive her for soaring alone over a boundary she herself could never bring herself to cross. Unable to forgive that magnificent irresponsibility that enabled young Hoi to shuck off social constraints and leave her behind, still a prisoner. And before young Hoi had broken those bars, she'd never even known that they were there. And I think really that quote, for me, encapsulates a lot of the messages in this book and a lot of the themes in this book. There is a need, I think, to tell people that there's potential triggers for eating disorders in here. Personally, having had some experience of that, I wouldn't find this triggering, but because it was different enough from my experience. But if you have ever experienced paranoia or delusion with your eating disorder, then this would probably be a strong trigger, so just be aware of that when picking this book up. It's beautifully well crafted, the writing is absolutely stunning, and it's an incredibly rich text. It draws beautiful, beautiful pictures and really odd pictures. Because I'm not from Korea, the landscape was stunning and just gorgeous to experience through the text. And again, the sort of just the day-to-day aspects of life were really interesting and added, you know, a little bit of colour to the story. But the writing itself is absolutely gorgeous. I think she is very well suited to putting across not only emotion but also time and place, and I think that's quite important to be able to do both. So I would say that I prefer this one over Death by Water. I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I wouldn't be surprised if this does well. It's obviously had a lot of people chatting about it and getting excited about it before the award sort of started, and having gone through it and read it myself, I do get why a lot of people are so excited. It is beautifully written, so I'm really excited to get on to the next ones and see what I think and see if I can compare them. So on that topic, the reason why I'm filming at like 7 AM is because I'm working my way through A Whole Life by Robert C. Thaler. Look at that book. I know I haven't hauled this one yet, and I'll just shove it in my haul anyway in case people only watch those ones and don't watch the reviews. But it's so small, I am over half of the way through already, and as I say, I want to be reviewing them as soon as I can after I've read them. So review of this one will be up soon, very soon, not sure whether today or tomorrow, but one or the other, so look out for that one. So I hope this video was useful for you as always, and that you're enjoying the sort of experiencing the Man Bookers a little bit, seeing whether or not you are going to dive into some, and let me know your comments, your thoughts, etc. in the comments down below as always. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.